password on this
Okay.
computer. So the Claris is one of those tools that we have been able to afford at our office to provide. We have 10 of them. And Sharita, you are like the superstar in like the way you show up and use it for our virtual class. We have some people that just piddle around with them. I would like to make it more than what it is. I would like to offer even some like coffee and talk time just to get on a virtual platform and, you know, maybe have a topic or something where we talk about whatever, just so that people are more and more comfortable with the virtual program, you know, because it's fairly new for us.
It is.
I remember when the world shut down in 2020 and they being the people in Atlanta, started telling us, oh, just do your programs virtually. Oh, okay, because we're not set up that way. Especially in rural areas, our people just don't have the technology. Maybe they don't have the internet. Maybe they don't have, if you have to rely on cell service, then maybe you don't have a good reception area because of the rural area. At my house, we had to install some kind of cell booster so that we can easier have a connection so we can use the internet. And otherwise we were like begging for a signal, holding our tongue and our head just right and just hoping that maybe we can make a phone call. So this is new, the technology and virtual classes. We're getting better and better at it, and I would just like to see I would like to see it grow. I would like to see more people interested. So if y'all know anybody, I know Gwen, you had mentioned Miss Alice, right? Was that her name, Alice? I told Jamie at SOWEGA that Miss Alice was interested in joining. Did you get her last name?
I think it's Moultrie.
Moultrie. Okay. Jamie guessed between two, and that was one of them. And so I told her that she was welcome to join. But here we are this is our 7th week for this series of classes. Alice having a previous experience with Tai Chi, she shouldn't have any problems jumping back in. Plus, we don't speed through anything. So she's of course welcome, but for anybody that's brand new, we'll have a new class in January. So, if you come in contact with people, let us know, because SOWEGA has Claris tablets. I don't know where they are in their numbers or if they have them all promised out. I don't know how it works there. But here at Heart of Georgia, we have several Claris tablets available. Teresa in Eastman is moving, so she'll be turning hers in a couple weeks. So we'll have some extra. So if you know anybody that you think it would be a good fit for, just let me know, and we're happy to offer that service as long as there's money to do it. You know how government money works. We just follow the money. Whatever the money tells us to do, we do it. But I'm just going to start us off warming up as I continue to talk, just walking around in place, opening and closing my hands, bending and opening my arms. And, I'm just getting my blood flowing. To offer Tai Chi on the virtual world, I didn't know that it would be such a good experience. I thought I was just going to check it off a box and go, okay, I did it. Now hush, leave me alone. I want to see people. I want to see people in person. But we really have developed a connection even in a virtual setting. Gwen, I got to meet Sharita in real life person last Thursday.
Oh, great.
So
Yeah.
after all this time of Sharita being on Tai Chi, you know, I invited her to come to the town she lives in. I'm offering Aging Masteries program
Yeah,
in
I
person.
heard that conversation. I heard that
Yes,
conversation last week.
and she showed up, and she's gonna keep coming.
Yes, that's wonderful. That is
So that's
wonderful.
exciting. So hopefully, Miss Gwen, I'll get to meet you one day.
Yeah.
Are you in Albany? Is that right?
Albany. Yeah.
My son will be at Albany State this Friday playing baseball. Of course, he's at
Okay.
Andrew College in Cuthbert, but his team is playing Albany State. I'm not going to be able to be there, but he'll be in your town.
Yeah, that's wonderful. West
Hopefully,
Campus or East Campus?
so, ma'am.
Are they playing on the West Campus or East Campus?
Good Lord, I don't know. Wherever the baseball field is.
Okay.
I would think there's not more than one baseball field at Albany State, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not in baseball. I follow football.
I hear you. Well, did you what? Are you a Georgia fan?
No, I only follow I do pro football.
Pro ball, you say?
I do pro ball. I love pro
So,
ball.
so are you a fan of Travis Kelce now that Taylor Swift is dating him?
Well, I was a fan of Travis Kelce before Taylor Swift because I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Well, is it so funny how the NFL is like Taylor's version? And I mean, they have just gone nuts over this thing. And
Yeah.
I'm a Taylor Swift fan, and so I'm also a big fan of moms. So I remember when Travis Kelce's mom last year had two sons in the Super Bowl, and she had the split jersey.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, of course, I didn't know what her sons' names were. I just knew she was so cool because she had two sons playing in the Super Bowl. And I just thought, as a mom, like, wow, how cool that would be to get to experience that.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, that guy, that was one of the sons' names. Oh, okay.
And he's a great player. Fantastic player.
He's real handsome.
Yeah, he is.
And if my husband ever watches my recordings of Tai Chi, honey, you're handsome too.
I know.
Forever on the internet, Jennifer said Travis Kelce's handsome. Okay. All right, y'all, let's Tai Chi because I am so warmed up. I think I'm almost sweating. Maybe it's that thinking about Travis Kelce being handsome that got me warmed up.
I tell you.
All right, here we go. So let me get myself straightened out. My good upright posture, shoulders relaxed. My feet are, I always want to say spread apart, but they're really not. I just have a nice wide stance that's supportive of my weight. My weight's on both legs. Reminding myself to breathe. As I talk so much, sometimes I forget to really take those nice deep breaths. Let's start with our neck, bringing our hands up, palms down, towards our chin and chest. Push out and follow those hands all the way down. Chin towards our chest. Our other neck exercise, we look side to side towards that shoulder, really stretching that neck. We don't have to go as far as we can, just enough to feel that slight stretch. Spending just a little time every day doing these stretches can help that stiffness that we have in the major joints of our bodies. Because they're done in such a style of Tai Chi, it just feels like Tai Chi, but it's the same as if we were to just do looking over our shoulder, those type stretches, ones we've done in other exercise programs. Let's go to our shoulders, just rolling those shoulders forward, thinking small, the size of a quarter, and rotating back like a little massage you give yourself. My quarter is really big. All right, big shoulder circle, palms up and push down. A good one to practice breath and also gentle resistance, moving as if we're moving through heavy air. And what that does is engages muscle that we don't typically need to do this movement. Let's grab our ball, separating. One hand pushes up and the other down, stretching that spine vertically. Coming back to our ball and switch. Nice spine stretch. Keeping that soft bend in our elbow, not locking those joints. Just a general rule in Tai Chi, keeping those joints open, or what they call song joints, S-O-N-G, just like a song. And that gives us the ability for energy to flow through our bodies. Now let's take that ball side to side, just moving our torso. The ball's going along for the ride. To that side, just intentionally making that movement really nice and smooth switch instead of just flop. That goes along with that smooth and continuous movement that Tai Chi gives us. So what I was saying about the warm-ups is because it's in a Tai Chi style, you get those benefits of Tai Chi, even just doing the warm-ups. Now let's move to our hips, where we shift our weight to one leg, place our heel forward, hands back, pause in the middle, toe back, hands forward. Check your tension in your shoulder. Make sure you didn't give tension there as you change to this foot placement, weight placement. Shift to the other leg. You may feel your feet kind of grab the floor as it adjusts to balance. So being a little wobbly isn't always a bad thing. It's nice to have something stable nearby to be able to kind of catch yourself if you get off balance. Side to side, shift the weight. The hands go in the direction of the weight shift. You can tap that foot out. Shift, tap. Continue to breathe. Very good. Back to center, make our loose fist. We're going to shift the weight, tap the toe as we punch opposite hand, bring it back, shift the weight, lift, tap and punch. If you ever want to challenge yourself with the movement, tap your toe a little higher in the air, as if there's a cup down there on the floor and you're tapping the top of it. Now, I've tried to be cute before and actually put a cup on the floor and actually tap the top of it. That wasn't a good idea. It's much better to have the imaginary cup out there, because if it's imaginary, man, you hit the top of that cup every time. If it's a real cup, you get yourself all messed up. So the imaginary cup is great. And that's just a challenge. You can even start even higher and tapping higher. You see how that really challenges your balance? You don't ever have to do that. I just like to give y'all tips on ways to grow and check yourself and really develop that good balance. Even if you hold on to something, shift the weight to one leg and tap out higher in the air. So you have the safety of something stable to hold your balance, and you're not having to use all of all your core muscles to hold yourself upright. And then you can release that fear a little bit, which is always an issue. Well, not always, often an issue. I hear a lot of people say, I don't do it because I'm scared to fall. So they limit their activity because they're afraid they're going to fall. All right, let's go to the next one, and I'll talk more about that. Step out forward, shift and punch. Being afraid that you're going to fall and limiting your activity can actually weaken your muscles and make you more likely to fall. So it's just a bad place to be. So that's why I suggest to have tools to hold on to so that it releases that fear. So that tool can be a wall, the tool can be a table, the tool can be a chair. Even if it means skipping these hand movements, the hand movements make it Tai Chi, make it a complete movement. So we have an upper body and a lower body. And for our ankles, shift the weight, heel toe, rocking that foot to stretch that ankle. Bring it back, shift, heel toe. Bring it back, shift, big toe, little toe. So we're working side to side. Bring it back, shift the weight, little toe, big toe. My ankles are feeling especially stiff this morning. It bees like that sometimes. We'll have days where our joints are more stiff than others. Give yourself a little shake. We should be nice and warm and ready to do our Tai Chi. Get a drink of water. All right. Beginning with our basic 6. So we start with commencement. And remember, in our basic 6, we go to the right first, and then we go to the left. Let me talk you through it. Get in your nice stable stance, shoulders relaxed, weight on both legs. We're breathing in that nice Tai Chi state of mind. And commence. Hands come up, down, shift right. Step left, step empty, no weight given there yet. Hands come in and up. Shift left as the hands go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip. Shift left, step right, adjust the weight, push, turn, separate, following that left hand. Keeping in mind that we follow the hand opposite of the foot that we step out with our single whips. Now shift left, bring that right foot, right hand back, waving hands in clouds. Step, switch, turn and shift. Step and 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 switch, turn and shift. And to the middle for open and close. Single whip, shift right, shift right, step left, adjust the weight, push, turn, separate, following that right hand. Shift right, bring that left foot, left hand back, waving hands in clouds. Step, switch, turn and shift. 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 One more. Step and switch, turn and shift. Step and switch, turn and shift. And to the middle for open and close. And close it out. All right, let's do it again. I'm not going to talk you through it this time. I'm just going to call the names out. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Close it out. How's that?
Great.
Y'all like just going through it over and over and over, right?
Yeah.
The more we do it, the better we get at it. If there's ever any questions or ever anything you want to go over about any specific movements, just let me know. This is that kind of class where you can just speak out and say, hey, I have a question. What are you doing at this exact moment? Where is your weight? Or, whatever question you have, and we'll go over that. That's how we learn. That's how we get better. It's a journey in going different places with our Tai Chi. We use our principles as guides, especially once we really learn the movements, where we can start focusing on different principles and getting more out of our Tai Chi. But first, we just have to know it so good that we can do it in our sleep. I mean, we don't even have to be thinking. So that comes from practice. So let's go over it again. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. And I may do an extra one there. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out. Afraid I was going to spill that water. And again. Commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Close it out. So you're very familiar with the verbiage that I use whenever I talk you through that. For instance, in commencement, when I say hands up and down, shift right, step left. Sorry, my nose is just hands come in and up, shift as those hands go out, right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. So you've heard that umpteen a million of times. Single whip, shift, step, adjust weight, push, turn, separate, following. So you've heard that that noise, all that racket. You've heard the words. I have these words written here. Those go with waving hands in clouds of step, switch, turn, and shift. And I have the brackets on there to say we do these two and these two. So I hope that you're kind of saying those words to yourself as we do it without me talking you through it. And that's that next step of learning. Whenever I'm doing it for you without saying it, I'm leaving room for the words. So even though I'm not saying it to myself, I'm saying hands come up, down, shift right, step left. So in my movements, I'm making them a little choppy. I'm giving them that little pause for the words that I normally say out loud, in hopes that you're going through those words to shift, step, adjust weight, push, turn, separate. And that saying those words to yourself, that helps you learn it. So let's do it again. However you do it, but that whenever I'm doing it without saying it, I'm saying it to myself and leaving space for the words and the timing of each thing. Here we go. And commence. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open and close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close, and close it out. I'm doing a terrible job today of keeping up with if I'm doing 2 or 3. So maybe y'all are joining me in that, not knowing if I'm on 2 or 3. Just know that it's okay if you do 2, 3, or 4. It's not a big deal. It's all it's supposed to be 3, but it's all in the name of falls prevention. I like to get lost in waving hands in clouds. So just pulling out that movement, thinking about the principles, yes, but the specifically weight transfer and upright posture, the body structure ones, when I step and switch, turn and shift, and not even worrying about what number I'm on. The only thing I'm worried about is that I'm getting to a wall and I can't go anymore. But practicing this weight transfer with the upright posture, and then if you want to take it a step even further, that's when we start talking about this dantian, which is located around our belly buttons, within our bodies. When we talk about our core, so our core muscles that are in our stomach and the muscles that are in our back, that helps support our posture when we have strong muscles there. When we move from our core, I'm tightening up these stomach muscles and letting those muscles guide me, almost like my belly button's got a little arrow that's pointing side to side. And I'm really thinking about the movement coming from this area, tightening those muscles. I was going to our torso movement, but it's all the same. It's a torso movement. I was going to our spinal warm-up. That's what I meant to say. But the same movement, because it's a torso movement, experiencing it with tightened muscles. I invite y'all to try that. Just tighten those core muscles as you move side to side. Once you really have a handle of that upright posture, even if you don't transfer your weight, you just stand in one place and do the wave of the waving hands and clouds. Really engaging those muscles helps get those muscles stronger. And when our abdomen muscles, our back muscles are stronger, they help support our posture. And when we have good, nice posture, then that translates to better balance, less falls, because we're in more control of our body. We have that muscle control. So pulling out waving hands and clouds, and just wave hands and clouds until you get to a wall, and then wave hands and clouds till you get to the other wall, which in here I would be going that way far because that wall is way down there. But whatever space you're in, whether you're doing 2 or 3, 4, 7, doing waving hands and clouds is a nice pull-out movement to practice that weight transfer, upright posture. Or if you just stand in place and do the wave part, engaging those core muscles can help strengthen those core muscles. So you feel that as a different experience. So you can go the waving hands and clouds hand movement, or you can go back to your ball, because it's the same torso movement. It's that body going side to side, and the hands are just there to go along for the ride. So maybe that's helpful for you. Any questions about our basic 6?
No.
Okay. So let's dive into our brush knee. So brush knee is the first movement of our advanced 6. It looks like this. Now, we go to the left, then we go to the right whenever we're doing our advanced movements. We're coming from open and close, so we're coming from here. This was what it looks like, brush knee. So we're going from facing forward to facing to our left. That's our first move. Brush knee, play the lute, and parry punch. Those are our first 3 moves. They are complicated. I mean, they're called advanced for a reason. But once we get the hang of those 3 moves, then we can get to some easier moves, in that we step back and our hands come down by our hips, and then we step forward and our hands kind of push forward. So that step back and push forward, those are our 4th and 5th move. And then our 6th one is open and close. So we know that one. We're pros at that. And I say all that to you to say, we can do this. It's 3 that we kind of have to push ourselves through. And then we get to, oh, okay, step back. Oh, step forward. Oh, we're going to the front and open and close, and we're done. So 3 is what we have to kind of really push ourselves through. I have really been focusing on gentle resistance in this move. And I'm going to explain to you the difference between what I used to do and what I've been doing. Used to, I would be right here saying open and close. That's where we're coming from. And I would say lay hands like that. And I think of it like dominoes. Our hands are here and they fall. Lay hands. So my right hand is coming out forward, palms up. And my left hand, the palm is coming down to protect the elbow. That's fine. That is correct in terms of the move. But if you want to add gentle resistance, think of your right hand as reaching. So you feel that gentle resistance when you reach versus just lay it down or lay it out. So experience it both ways, laying it out forward or reach. So that's the difference between gentle resistance and then not thinking about gentle resistance. And both are okay. But the move is here. The right hand reaches out. The left hand protects the elbow. The right hand, I'm just going over the hand movements. The right hand or the left hand will come down to our hip. The right hand is going to come back and around and push. That's the hand movement of brush knee. We're coming from open and close. This hand movement. Reach, protect the elbow. Left hand comes to my hip. And yes, right hand comes around and push. And there's that gentle resistance again. We can forget gentle resistance and just go through the motions of here, bring it, and place that hand forward. Or we think about gentle resistance, reach, separate, and come and push. And that engages muscle. Anytime we engage muscle, we're making those muscles stronger. So I just did all that forward. So if you're doing your advanced movements or practicing them and you sit down, all your movements would go forward. You're not going to sit down and turn and come out your chair because that goes against what we try to do in Tai Chi. We're not trying to hit the floor. Hit the flow. All right. Here, reach, separate, come around and push. So that's if we're doing it forward. But remember, our goal is to go from forward to turning into the left. So that first movement happens out front. The second move, we're going to turn. I'm just doing a sloppy step on the bottom. And our push is going to be to the left. Let's talk about our feet. Our feet, of course, are starting out right here beside each other. Nice, stable stance. I'm going to shift because I'm going to my left, right? So I'm going to, let me think. I'm telling you stories. I'm shifting left and my right toe comes in. That right toe coming in is like an arrow. It's saying, hey, we're fixing to go that way. That right toe coming in happens the same time that you're reaching. So you're here and you're reaching. So all the weight is shifted to my left foot. And whenever I turn that right toe in, I keep my heel on the ground. There's no weight there, but I keep that heel on the ground and turn that toe with my heel connected to the floor. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift left, right toe in and reach. So we know the next move of our upper body. So let's talk about how it connects to our feet. I'm going to shift right, And now I'm going to separate my hands, and then that left foot comes back. We're ready to push, right? So I step left, bring that arm around, and shift left as I push. Follow step right. Let's talk us through again. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift shift right, separate, prepare. Y'all know what I'm thinking. Step left, bring that hand around, shift as I push, and follow step right. So you see, I set my right toe up, or my right foot up, to comfortably go that way. If I had left that right foot facing forward, then I went to go step out, that would feel awkward. But since I turned that toe in, then this makes more sense to go to my left. That makes it a more comfortable transition. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate and prepare. I call it my prepare step because you're preparing to step, bring this around, and weight shift as I push, and now follow step. So that follow step foot, which is our right foot, hold on, shift, turn, shift, prepare, step, shift. So this right foot, I'm picking up and pretty much putting right back down. Now both of my feet are facing this way. When I follow step, no weight goes on that follow step foot. Why? Because your follow step foot in your advanced 6 is always the next foot that you step. You can't step a foot if it has weight on it. If you need to give that follow step foot weight, that's okay. For the sake of balance and safety, I would rather you give it weight. But just know that it's going to be the next step to move. So before you can move it, you have to take the weight off of it, so then you can take that next step. So that's the rule going through our advanced 6. Each move ends with a follow step, and the follow step foot gets no weight. The follow step foot is the next step to make. So that's just a rule in advanced 6. Brush knee, coming from open and close. Shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step left, bring this arm around, shift as I push. Notice I'm still keeping an upright posture, and follow step right. Remember, no weight. All the weight is on my left foot. How does that feel? How is brush knee? So now that you've gotten so good at your basic 6, now we're starting to challenge you, right?
Right.
So week 7, and we're doing the advanced. So we're pushing right through. You know, we'll be having a class until I think it's December. I mean, it's 16 weeks. So we'll be working on this. So don't feel like we have to be in a hurry. Everything we're getting ready to learn to our left will come to center, do open and close, and then we're going to do it all to our right. So when we do it to our right, brush knee. I've taught this both ways, and y'all can decide how y'all like it and let me know. One, I have taught it in where I taught all the moves to the left. Brush knee, play the lute, Harry, and punch. I'm doing a real soft version. Lock and close, push the tiger, and then the open and close. And then we learn it all to the other side. Brush knee, play the lute, Harry punch, lock and close, push the tiger to the front, open and close. Okay. We've taught all the moves to the left and all the moves to the right. What I experienced when I first learned it was that I had gotten really good at doing it to the left. And then whenever we went to go learn it to the right, it felt so weird. So I tried teaching it brush knee to the left, and then brush knee to the right. Shift, same move. Just so you get comfortable doing it both sides at the same time. We can do it that way, or we can learn it all to the left and then learn it all to the right. We can learn it quickly to the left and to the right and then go back and practice it over and over. But y'all can let me know if y'all have an opinion on what you may like better. But that brush knee is going to the right this time. Shift right, left toe in and reach. Shift left, separate, prepare. Step. Bring this arm around. Shift as I push and follow step. Same move, both directions. So we're going to do it that way, and we're going to do it the other way.
Okay, Jennifer, I think the last time we learned it, you did teach it all one-sided, and then I remember being confused when we went to the opposite side. So when you just did that, it makes sense to just break it, chop it up, learn this way to the left, and then learn to the right, and then I think that.
And then you learn them. Yeah, and then you learn them at the same time, and then one doesn't become easier than the other, and the other one just like foreign land. So yes, let's practice going to the left and then going to the right, doing our brush knee. So we have coming from open and close both times. The first time we shift left, right toe in and reach. Shift right, separate, prepare. Step, bring this arm around and push as I shift, follow step. So from this is what it looks like from the front. So this hand stays engaged by my hip, and in the end, it's like stop in the name of love. So going to the right. Shift right, left foot in and reach. Shift left, separate, prepare. Step, bring this arm around, shift as I push, and follow step. Remember, follow step foot gets no weight. So we'll go over this next week. If you get a chance, review it. In the meantime, we're in no rush. We're in no rush. We want to take our time. Sometimes I push you quickly and then pull back and slow down. But, you know, I'm here for you. So you always let me know what you need. if something works better. So I appreciate, Gwen, you sharing that. Hey, I've done it that way. Let's try it this way. So I agree with you, because when I learned it, I experienced like, I didn't want to go to the other way, to the right side, because the left side I had mastered. Ha ha ha. No, the left side I just felt real comfortable with. All right, let's cool ourselves down. Give ourselves a little fist massage, lifting those legs up as you feel comfortable. I don't know how an hour has already passed. So we got started off a little talky, but that's how we connect through class, right? I mean, if we were just like, hello, class, let's get started, you know, if we didn't try to connect with each other, it wouldn't be as good of an experience for me or for y'all. So, anyway, it is what it is. We're learning. We've come a long way in 7 weeks.
Yeah.
All right, let's tense and gather tension and just remind ourselves that is not how we want to live, and then release it and just acknowledge how much better that feels. And release. Tense and release. Tense and release. Big circle. Inhale up, exhale down. We have our right fist that represents our strength. Our left fingers together represents our friendship. Our thumb in representing humility. And we put those together in mutual respect. We say namaste. So thank y'all very much. We'll do it again next week.
Thank you, Jennifer. And I'm going to see if I can change so I can see on Thursday.
All right. Love y'all.
Love you, Jennifer.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.